Good morning, students. And so today we're going to continue our lesson in genetic disorders. And so our academic objective remains the same. Genes that cause genetic disorders and traits are located on the chromosomes. And that traits and genetic disorders are passed on from parent to child through genes. In the case of passing on genetic information through sex cells. And the behavioral objective, we're going to change it up a little. While students are learning about genetic disorders, you will respect both teacher and technology as you work cooperatively with each other and with the technology at hand towards progress and achievement as stated by Ms. Butler. So the vocabulary for today will be, we're going to learn about sickle cell anemia. So sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder which affects red blood cells. And so a normal red blood cell is O-shaped, so it's circular. However, in sickle cell anemia, the red blood cells are formed as sickle shape. And so for those of you who don't know what sickle is, it is a C shape. Now, when this mutation occurs, this actually impacts the amount of oxygen the red blood cell can carry. And so the way to remember is normal circular shape. The O shape is maximum carrying capacity, while a C shape is less oxygen carrying capacity. Now, sickle cell disorder often leads to a condition known as anemia. Anemia is a condition where there is a deficiency of red blood cells. And so there's not enough red blood cells going to an area of the body. That's what anemia means. It means that you're just not getting enough blood in certain areas of the body. We'll go more into details later. Another condition that is associated with sickle cell anemia is jaundice. Now, some of you might have met someone who happens to be this very deep yellow skin and eye color. Jaundice is a condition where the yellowing of the skin and the eyes are happening. And this can be due to a variety of issues, but this condition is usually hand in hand with sickle cell anemia because of the red blood cells. We'll go into more details as the video goes on. And so before we proceed, we're going to go back to the big picture, the big question. How do genetic traits get passed down from generation to generation? In order to answer this question, we're going to go over what do we know. We have learned a lot of things over these months, I would say. And so, number one, what is a genetic disorder or disease? It is a condition caused by the abnormality in the genome that is inherited or acquired. That's all you need to know. In the DNA, if you inherit or obtained a change, then there is a chance you're going to have a genetic disorder. Number two, what is a mutation? A mutation is a change or error in the DNA during the replication or repair of the DNA. And so a mutation is, think about a mutant. I'm sure some of you know about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Clearly they're not normal turtles. And so that is the change. They're mutants. There's an error or a change. In sexual reproduction, so here, sexual reproduction, there's two parents. Each parent contributes half of the offspring's genes. So you are the offsprings of your parents. You're half of mom, half of dad. Self-explanatory. Now this is going to be a little bit more abstract. So individuals have two of each chromosomes. So you heard us mention pairs of chromosomes. you get one from each parent. And so one from each parent, it makes up a pair. So you have 2 of each. In the chromosomes, there's an allele per gene. So you have 2 of each chromosomes. That makes 2 alleles per gene. And these alleles can be identical or different. This is going back to homozygous dominant. They're identical. Heterozygous, different. Homozygous recessive, identical. Easy peasy. And so, let us go back to our lesson, our topic of the day. Sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia is a recessive genetic disorder, and it affects the cell shape of the red blood cells. And so, a very good example is right here. A normal red blood cell will always be circular. But this mutation, this error in the structure, the shape of the red blood cells, causes it to lose its circular shape, and it becomes this, it gets longer, it stretches out, and then finally it becomes this weird looking C shape. And that is why it's called a sickle cell shape. It looks like a C. It's a C shape. Now, before we go into further, I want to talk about this recessive genetic disorder. What does this mean? This means that parents can be perfectly healthy with no disorder, but the offspring can still have a chance of inheriting this disorder because both parents can be holding on to one of the recessive allele. So if they're both heterozygous carriers, they're perfectly fine, but they still run the chance of giving the offspring the mutated allele. Now, this disorder, signs and symptoms. The first one is part of its name, anemia. It is a shortage of red blood cells in certain areas of the body. Now, this happens because of, one, because of the C shape, the red blood cell just breaks down. It just breaks down and it's gone. It's not a red blood cell anymore. It's just a dead red blood cell. Or the red blood cell can clump up together because of the sharp edges on the side. They can actually clump together or get caught in corners. And this results in the blockage of the blood vessel. And that blockage can lead to a shortage, or blood can't even reach an area of the body. And so it leads to a shortage of red blood cells in the body or in an area. Another sign or symptom is swelling and pain. Because of the blockage, you're going to swell up in certain areas because blood is getting trapped in a certain area. It can't move on. Or you get pain because of, imagine trying to squeeze something sharp and edgy along your skin. It's going to hurt, so you will feel pain. Another condition will be, as we go on, is jaundice, the yellowing of skin and eyes. And this is caused by the early breakdown of the red blood cells in the body. We'll go into more details in the next slide. And so, Mr. Koo is not telling you random stuff. According to the Mayo Clinic themselves, for a baby to be born with sickle cell anemia, both parents must carry a sickle cell gene. And so, both parents can be perfectly healthy, but there's still a chance that a baby can be born with it, which is why a Punnett square is very important, because we cannot control what genes we pass on. And so a Punnett square helps us to figure out what are the odds and chances of the baby inheriting any disorders that might run through the family. Jaundice. Jaundice, oh, I hope you enjoy the pictures, is the condition where a person has the yellowing of skin and whites of the eye. And now this yellowing happens when the liver fails to get rid of old red blood cells. So that is the condition. Liver fails to get rid of old red blood cells, so you start turning yellow. Why? Because if the liver fails to get rid of the red blood cells, the red blood cell will break down anywhere. It will just break down. As it breaks apart, a waste product is left in the blood vessel or area of the body. And that waste product is what turns your skin and your eye yellow. And so while we are talking about genetic disorders about blood, some of you might have heard of the word leukemia. So leukemia is often known as, in general, cancer of the blood. And so there's a lot of variations of leukemia, but in general, leukemia is caused by a mutation in bone marrow. And so what does the bone marrow do? Bone marrow actually makes white blood cells. They are like the defenders of the body. They protect you from illness, foreign invaders. And so this mutation in the bone marrow causes an overproduction of white blood cells in most cases. This results in the blood having more white blood cells than red blood cells. So if you look at the picture right here, in normal blood, there's only a few white blood cells. They're the weird purple and pink. There's a lot of white blood cell types. But in general, there isn't really a lot of white blood cells in normal blood. But when you have leukemia, you overproduce white blood cells. So now there's an imbalance. There's way too much white blood cells. There's not enough red blood cells. And so some of you might wonder, what does this have to do with anemia? Well, if there's not enough red blood cells, is that not a type of anemia? A deficiency, a shortage of red blood cells. And so anemia is not just associated with genetic disorders. Other conditions can lead to anemia. And so this is just a brief addition to the topic of today. And so what I'm trying to tell you is this. A mutation in the body, this will lead often, if not fixed, to cancer. And so we're going to talk about this is one example. Leukemia is a type of cancer. Moving on. And so Miss Butler has left two videos for you to watch about sickle cell anemia. After you watch the video, take notes and use what you learned from the video to answer the Google Doc that will be provided in the Google Classroom. Miss Butler has included a link right here to a website which talks about certain genetic disorders. And you will actually need Adobe Flash Player in order to access the information in the website. And so, good luck.